Meet Johnnie Lacy, Black disability rights activist, community leader, founder of the Berkeley Center for Independent Living. Johnnie Lacy was born in 1937, Hodig, Arkansas. She spent her early years in both Arkansas and Louisiana during the era of segregation and Jim Crow laws. She grew up in a poor and rural area where she faced racism and violence from white people. She also contracted polio at the age of 6, which left her with a permanent disability and mobility impairment. She used crutches and braces to walk, and later, a wheelchair. In 1947, when she was 10 years old, her family moved to McLeod, California, hoping for a better life. However, they still encountered racism and discrimination in their new home. Lacy attended segregated schools, where she received inadequate education and resources. She also faced barriers and stigma as a person with a disability, both from the white society and from her own Black community. Despite these challenges, Lacy persevered and graduated from high school. She then enrolled in college, where she studied sociology and psychology. She also became involved in various social movements, such as the Civil Rights Movement, the Women's Movement, and the anti-war movement. She was inspired by leaders like Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, Angela Davis, and Cesar Chavez. Lacy also discovered the independent living movement, which advocated for the rights and autonomy of people with disabilities. She joined the Berkeley Center for Independent Living, CIL, one of the first organizations of its kind in the world. There, she met other activists with disabilities, such as Ed Roberts, Judy Heumann, and Hale Zukas. She learned about the principles of self-determination, self-help, peer support, and advocacy. Lacy became a leader in the independent living movement, as well as a pioneer in bringing attention to the intersectionality of race and disability. She founded the Berkeley CIL's Minority Outreach Program in 1981, which aimed to serve people of color with disabilities who were often overlooked or marginalized by both the mainstream society and the disability community. She also became the director of the Berkeley CL in 1984 and served in that position for more than a decade. Lacy worked tirelessly to challenge ableism and racism in all forms. She fought for accessible housing, transportation, education, employment, healthcare, and social services for people with disabilities. She also advocated for cultural diversity, inclusion, and empowerment for people of color with disabilities. She collaborated with other organizations and coalitions that shared her vision of social justice and equality. Lacy also mentored and inspired many young women of color with disabilities who followed her footsteps. She encouraged them to pursue their dreams and goals, to speak up for their rights and needs, and to support each other. She also shared her personal experiences and wisdom with them, as well as her sense of humor and compassion. Lacy passed away in 2010 at the age of 73 after a long battle with cancer. She left behind a legacy of activism and leadership that continues to influence the disability rights movement today. She is remembered as a trailblazer, a role model, a friend, and a hero by many people who knew her or were touched by her work. Johnnie Lacy, we thank you.